Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6. This one's the Tommi Makinen edition, an official one, and so that's very cool. These are the most expensive of all the Lancer Evolutions, also known as the Tommi Makinen or the Evo 6.5. It's a four-wheel drive, 280 horsepower, turbo four-cylinder, kind of collector car, the Tommi Makinen version. And so this came at the end of the product run of this generation. This generation is the Evo 4, 5, and 6. And then they made it just a little bit better by giving it a few extra little things. Like the turbocharger was changed to a higher response one. Maybe some little things for the computer and other things. I actually don't know everything. But the Tommi Makinen is about 50% more expensive than the regular version of the Evo 6. And the Evo 6s are already kind of the most expensive of all of them. An Evo 6 at the moment is about 1.5 million yen to about 2 million, 2.5 million sometimes, and then Tommi Makinen is on top of that. This one here appears to be in pretty good condition. It has just over 100,000 kilometers. It has some rust issues and maybe some hidden rust issues, more on that in a second. But the engine running condition is good. The vehicle steers fine, the clutch is good, the brakes are good. It has the AYC lamp on the dashboard. AYC is a system that was made for the Evos and also the Legnum. Let's see if we can see that. Oh, it's not on anymore. Okay, so the AYC is a torque vectoring system, and what that means is when you go around a corner, the AYC system recognizes you going around a corner and then is going to give more power to whatever wheel has more grip, meaning the outside wheel in the corner. A lot of modern cars have that kind of thing. This is one of kind of the first cars to ever invent a system like that. And it was in the Evo 5 and the 6, as well as was in the Legnum, as I said. Okay, I'm going to close the engine room here. Not much to talk about. Oh, I'll talk about the rust in here, actually. There's some rust in there. Now, Evos rust like crazy. They are known to be rusty vehicles. This one, it's hard to say. The underside has been painted and the inside of the trunk have been painted, and it kind of has the appearance that these have been painted in order to hide some of the corrosion that it has or make the vehicle more presentable. And I really don't like it when people do that. I mean, if you are a seller, I guess it makes sense, but you never know if the seller is just kind of band-aiding the problem or actually fixing it, because an actual fix oftentimes costs more money than it's worth, and you'll end up losing your money. I actually sold a car today that we bought for inventory. We had it for like nearly a year, and I sold it at a loss because just thing after thing kept breaking, and I didn't want to be that guy that just tarts a car up in order to sell it for a profit. Anyways, about 100,000 yen loss, or about $1,000 on that one car. Sad. Okay, so year 2000 Lancer, Tommi Makinen GSR Evolution 6. The 6.5 is not a real name, that's just what people call it. 107,000 kilometers on it, auction grade 3 with an interior B, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, airbag. All the Evos are four-wheel drive. Okay, so the report here, aftermarket steering wheel. It's a very good condition steering wheel. It looks like, I think it's Nardi. It says seat side wear, very little amount of wear compared to your average Evo seat. And Evo seats tend to take wear pretty well. They can get a bit discolored in the bottom and upper cushions though. Okay, engine room has some rust in it. We just saw that. Wheels scratched. Rear wiper has been removed. Very small scratches, small dents, and repair marks. Spare tire house and rear side member have corrosion repair marks. So, how well were they repaired? It's hard to say. It's all been painted underneath there with a thick paint, so it's hard to really tell without a lift or something like that. Underside surface rust, corrosion, and has been painted. And then W2, 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 W2. It looks like the full vehicle has had a full repaint at some point. Now you'll notice that this piece of the over fender is missing. And that piece, I actually have it in there. I'm going to tape it onto the car when it goes for shipping. Some of the clips that go into these holes don't work. And it looks like it was on there at the time of auction and it just fell off in transport. But if you take a look at it, there's some rust in here and a scrape. And so this has been hit a while ago before the car ever went to auction, and that piece has fallen off. And so that's going to need to be properly put back on, the rust sealed up so it doesn't spread anywhere. And then there are some kind of like chips and scratches on that section of the over fender, just because it looks like it fell off onto the ground. Okay, so once around here, and then I'll go into the details of the condition. It's been such a long time since I've thought about the Tommi Makinen. We get tons of people bidding on these, but nobody ever wins them. And so I never really take the time to think about them or to really look up what the differences are. I think the differences are the titanium turbo instead of the regular, I think ceramic, but maybe steel that is in the Evos. The lights, well, the Tommi Makinen isn't like this, but the Evo 6 has a different rear spoiler than the Evo 5. It's a split level. And then has lights that are a little bit narrower. It doesn't have that trunk mounted extra section of light. This one has an aftermarket exhaust on it. The paint and body looks great. And then I think these wheels are Tommi Makinen exclusive wheels, but I could absolutely be wrong about that. It says Rally Art NK on them. And then Rally Art is, of course, Mitsubishi's in-house tuner. Okay. So, having a look at the front, the seats and the front bumper are different from the Tommi Makinen, and then usually you get a decal that goes alongside here and then up, and it's quite noticeable. It's a Tommi Makinen decal set, but that was optional. You didn't have to take that in your car. And then the decals often fade or peel, so it's kind of nice to start with a clean slate. You can put those decals on if you want. And then most of the Tommi Makinen seem to be white, which is a good color, or red, which fades really quickly, especially Mitsubishi red. Okay, it has a front mount intercooler there. That's all of this is original. Brake cooling duct there. Air intake for your air filter. Headlights are a little bit cloudy. And then this is cool too. If you have a look, the plate is on that side. This side has its own little intake, and this is a fully ducted intake that goes to an oil cooler right behind. Very cool. And then there is the outtake right here, and so the bumper is asymmetrical, and this vent here is only on this side of it. And then, yeah, cool wheels, cool extra blistered fenders. Taking a look at damages, we have a number of rock chips in this area here. I think like 6 of them. The hood vents here have been painted. When they repainted it, they repainted the spoiler blade. That's supposed to be a naked aluminum. And then that is adjustable. Have a look in here. There are different adjustment levels. Rear wiper, yep, that's been taken off. And I'm not sure if they noticed this when they went to repaint it. Maybe it's been repainted a long time ago. If you take a look, the sticker here has peeled, and this sticker was put on top of the repaint. That look of the finish of the paint is aftermarket. But underneath here, there's some rust bits. You see there, and more there. Okay, HKS exhaust. And that's a full size from the turbo back, so including downpipe by the looks of it. A little bit of overspray here. Just gonna pop the hood, not the hood, the rear hood, the trunk. And I'll show you in here. So nice and clean in there, but open this up. There's some painted over rust right there. And then if you look in here, some sort of a repair, but it doesn't look like it was done properly. It looks like they put on like JB Weld or something and then painted on top of it. Now there aren't any holes, which is a good sign, and there's more rust over there. All the Evos seem to have rust these days, whether it's been repaired at one point in its life or not. We don't know. Around here, that's all looking good. I'm not seeing signs of any accidents, so that's nice. And here you can see better that underside corrosion. Then underneath the car here, it's all super black. And so it's hard to tell what exactly has been done. But you can see like putty and stuff that has been put on if you look closely. And then they even painted like the sway bar. Oh, aftermarket brake hoses. That's interesting. These cars originally came with Brembo brakes. Now look inside here, you can see more corrosion. So you'll need to take the bumper off in order to fix that. But it's a Tommi Makinen. People pay big money for these no matter the condition, even ones that have been in accidents, because they are a collector's car. They're limited production. They're the best of the Evos, and they're all rusting away basically. So people always want them. The interior is really nice and clean. Okay, so door cards don't have any bubbling of the card, which is kind of common on these. Fairly clean for the interior. Here's the Tommi Makinen seats. The threading for the logo is in good condition, much better than usual. Usually that will get threadbare a bit. And the seat barely has any wear at the lower section here. You can see some pilling there, but oftentimes the black section of this gets worn away and then it turns into just like a patch of red wherever it gets worn. And it's usually in this bottom section here, and then also in the back section around here. And you can kind of see the Recaro there is getting a bit threadbare. Okay, it wasn't a Nardi steering wheel. It has a Momo and Prototipo is the name. It looks like a high-end steering wheel, but it looks like the steering wheel has less offset than the original, so it's closer to the dashboard, meaning longer arms are needed. Carpets, no issue. This section here, it's looking fine. The AC works, shifting is good. I think it's an aftermarket clutch. There's a button here for intercooler water spray, which I think is a Tommi Makinen exclusive. They saw Subaru's WRX STI have that, and they thought, how come we can't have that? Some scratches and some little damage there, and then a tape mark on the side right there. Okay. Alright, and no bad smells in the interior, no signs of rust along the sills there. Of course, that's what you want to look for. Just notice this now, there's a dent there. Okay. Okay, so that's about the scope of this video. Of course, if you have any questions, then let me know. I'm going to go ahead and tape that piece on. Oh, and that there, that's not leaking from this car. This is just where I shoot all the cars, and that was from the last one. Okay, end of the story. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.